The Webull Review. Hi, I'm Austin. I have a degree in finance and I have traded for multiple years, and I'm going to give you my perspective of Webull, my review, and if it's right for you if you're an investor, trader, or a retirement account. So on May 24, 2017, Webull was established by an investor from Alibaba. In May 2018, Webull had released its iOS and its Android apps. So by August 2020, Webull had over 11 million users. And that's pretty impressive. So now also impressive was their early on features. They offered a zero commission platform for stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptocurrency. And to my knowledge, that they were the second platform to really offer this, Robinhood being the first, but Webull was the second. So something to note is smaller brokers have more trouble offering new features, but Webull did a really good job about this, and they've already offered fractional shares. Now they need enough people and users to support fractional shares and sharing between, different users on the platform. And fractional shares are kind of a new way to invest, made popular by Acorns and these other companies, and they offer users a cheap way to get into a stock. Let's say you want to buy a stock that's $500, but you only want to invest $50. Well, you can buy a fraction of that stock and still claim ownership and have all the benefits of owning it without actually forking over $500. So another thing to note is how easy the platform is to use. It's not quite as easy as Robinhood, but you do get a little bit more features, a little bit more insight. Once you get an account set up, it's super simple. You can get options approval, and there's no fees associated or any minimum balance. Some brokers want you to have at least $1,000 in here. Webull does not want that. So once you're set up, you can add your bank account right away. And once you start that transfer, even though it takes 2 to 3 days for funds to actually get there, Webull will give you buying power right away. And for those people who like trading, you get some pretty advanced tools. You get all the indicators you can pretty imagine. You can get multiple screens and multiple windows. They have a desktop app, a mobile app, and a web browser app. And you get free real-time quotes. And if you want level 2 data, you can pay for it, but that's pretty much the same thing across all brokers if you want level 2 data. Now, a big one for low-cost brokers is access to pre-market and aftermarket hours. And Webull does a great job of this. Webull, you get access as early to 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then after the market closes, it's 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, it depends on what security you're trading and what you're looking at, but Webull offers the option at least to have access to it, which is great. Some brokers only allow like an hour early, and Webull gives you pretty much the full options. While it's a little limited and it might not be my first platform to use, you do get free crypto trading. Now, crypto trading does have a little margin where they take a little bit of profit off the top. So the number you see is the number you get, but the number you see is a little bit higher than normal. And I'm sure you're aware of the FTX collapse, but this brokerage have FDIC insurance, meaning that your money is insured by the government, so nothing like FTX can happen to you. So before I get into things that I don't love about Webull, there is a link in the description to get up to 12 free stocks. So, 12 free stocks is 12 free stocks. So things that I don't like, Webull does not have any interest for holding cash on hand. So what that means is your uninvested cash just sits there as normal. There's nothing special about it. But some brokers, like Robinhood, will offer a 4% interest on your cash that's just sitting there, which is really nice. So if you don't, if you're not buying anything and the cash is just there, you're still making money on that. So it'd be nice to see Webull add that option. So Webull makes their money in a system called payment for order flow. This is pretty standard among brokers who don't charge any money because they still need to make money, obviously. So what happens is they route their orders. Webull routes their orders to a certain market maker, and they have a deal with that market maker, and that market maker pays them a little bit of money for each order. Now that means that you don't get the best fills because that market maker might not have as much volume as the whole market in general. Sometimes your execution of trades a little bit off, but in general, it's pretty good. Robinhood does the exact same thing. Most free brokers do the same thing, so you're not going to get any better deal by going to them. So something people don't like is there's no access to fixed income securities, nor mutual funds, and no futures. Now, personally, I don't use mutual funds. I don't think they're a good deal. Usually, mutual funds, their fee structure will outweigh how much they actually produce compared to the market. So typically mutual funds are not a great investment. Now, as far as the futures and fixed income securities, you're not gonna be able to trade futures on here. Personally, if I were to do stuff like that, I would probably just use a different account in general, a different broker. I don't love having all my assets tied up into one thing. I'd rather have them spread out as far as maybe stocks in one place, trading account here, futures account here. That way you kind of have a little bit of separation and your P&L is not just all crazy and you never know why. So usability, I'm going to go briefly over the mobile app, but the mobile app and desktop app are really good. So looking at the mobile app, I think it's a really well-designed app. It's easy to use. You get so many features. You get all the features that you do in the desktop app, and that's huge. There's a lot of brokerages that will give you a mobile app, but they'll take away a lot of the features. Now, on the Webull app, it sometimes can be harder to get to those features, but they're still there, and I think that's a huge benefit. You also get notification alerts. You have options trading on your phone. That includes the full options chain. There's different financial reporting. You get all the indicators. You get all the stocks. It's a great app, and I think if you're a trader, you're going to love it. And another really nice feature is the desktop app and your mobile app will actually sync up. So if you put an order in, you're going to see it on your mobile app. Now, that should be standard, but it is something to note. The desktop app is easy to use, but it is very in-depth software, and it's very good if you want to trade. It's very good if you want to invest. It has all the tools that you could want or need. For the amount of features it has, I think it is one of the easiest to use softwares. TOS and some of these other ones can be pretty difficult to use. I think Webull does a good job of balancing the amount of features you get for the usability. And one of my favorite parts about Webull, you get the full software experience on their website too, which is really big because think about it. Maybe you won't always be at your home computer or where you have the application. You can sign in with a different computer and use that and get all the features that you want from trading. I think that's a really big deal. So now I'm going to give a little review from 3 different perspectives. If you're an investor, how does Webull work for you? If you need a retirement account, how Webull works for you? And if you're a trader, how well Webull works for you? So if you're an investor, you have access to the market. You have access to all the ETFs, stocks that you could want, options. You just don't get access to mutual funds and the Forex exchange. That's the only downside. I think it's a great tool for investors, and especially if investors may want to look into trading one day, or they just want a couple extra tools that maybe Robinhood doesn't provide them. So one spot that it's lacking is a lack of research that is provided by the team at Webull. It's completely understandable, not a huge team. I don't do any of my research from brokers, okay? I look at different news articles or just go to the financial statements yourself. You do not need to use your broker to get all of your information. In fact, I would say that's probably not a great thing to do anyway. So for retirement accounts, Webull offers a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, and a rollover IRA. They basically have all the features. They are self-directed, so you buy stocks as you want, or you buy different tools as you want. You can also trade within these accounts. I think it's a good option. There's better options out there, but there's nothing wrong with Webull. There's nothing to say that you can't have multiple accounts with different brokers. So the one that most people are probably most interested in is day trading, swing trading, and options trading. Day trading, I think it's great. It has a stock screener. It has all the indicators you can want. A big feature that I really like is the charting is super easy to use. I know in TOS, they have this weird click to drag to zoom in thing, but with Webull, you can just zoom in with the mouse wheel, I believe, and you can move around the chart just by clicking it. So charting is really easy on Webull. Remember the payment for order flow, so the execution isn't always perfect, but I don't see it as a big deal. If you're a good trader, you're probably using limit orders a lot. You get your limit orders, stop loss, basically all the tools that you would need. Like I said, one of my favorite features is that web browser. The web browser you can trade and do everything from. So huge feature, web browser. Now, options trading, this is a big deal because there's no cost on either side of the leg for options trading. You can build your iron condors, your spreads, and you will not have any fees. And that's a really big deal. And you get access to the full options chain. You can see all the Greeks and whatnot. So I think it's a great tool for options trading. So who do I think Webull is the best for? I think it's great for investors who might want to dabble in trading every once in a while, or investors who want the tools of trading maybe down the road, or maybe investors just want to see like the indicators and whatnot. Robinhood doesn't allow that. So it's a great tool for them. It's a great tool for active traders because you get all the features you need of active trading. You get the web page, you get the mobile app, you get the desktop app. And then option trading is great too because there's no fees for either leg, which is kind of rare actually. And you get the full options chain and whatnot. And you also get the FDI insurance, which is pretty big. So I think Webull's a great option whether you're a day trader or an investor. There's a link below to get up to 12 free stocks. So that helps me out, and I'll catch you on the next one.